Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Matt from React to Bullying. I wanted to just send you a quick little video to show you some things that I see out at schools that are working. So, we all know that Facebook is out there, that Instagram, all sorts of online stuff's going on, and that's great, but sometimes old school is just as good as new school. So, I wanted to show you something here with this dry erase board that I've seen that really is working in some places. Now the key is that you find some sort of display place near kind of the highest traffic area that you might have in your school. A lot of times this is the main entrance by the office, but it could be by a gym or by an auditorium, just where your kids are going to see it, where your parents are going to see it, other guests that come into your school, even your faculty and staff. So here's what it is. It's called an evolving bulletin board. What you're going to do is to take a bulletin board and basically break it up into 4 quadrants, okay? So it'll look something like this. And what you're going to do, obviously, is to put like your school name at the top here. And this is going to be something that will change throughout the year pretty regularly. We all know that if it's a bulletin board and it stays this way for quite a long time, it's only, what, a couple of weeks until people don't even pay any attention to it. So here's what we're going to do. The very first time that we set this up, the start of your school year or the start of a grading period or whatever, you're going to need 4 groups. So we'll call this group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you're in a high school, this makes it really easy, right? Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. But middle schools can do the same thing. You can figure out 4 groups that you can call on if it's not just grade groups. Sports teams, clubs, maybe even one of these can just be from the teachers themselves. But here we go. At one particular date, all 4 of these quadrants are going to show off what your school is doing, what your teachers are doing, what your students are doing. They can be anything from community sorts of things that you're out there doing, or maybe a sports team has made it through the tournament and they just won the sectional or regional or something like that. Maybe a band program or something like that. But we want to highlight good things going on at your school. So all 4 of these are done on day 1. Now here's the real kicker, the way that this thing doesn't get stale and old and have people just pass by it not even noticing it. And it's this. On day 1, all 4 of these are brand new. But normally it's about every 2 weeks, one of these quadrants gets changed. So 2 weeks after this whole thing is done, quadrant 1 redoes theirs. 2 weeks after that, quadrant 2 does their update. Another 2 weeks goes by, quadrant 3 does theirs. And then finally, after another 2 weeks, quadrant 4 does their update. This is why we call this the evolving bulletin board. And what happens here is, number 1, it's not a lot of work on any one particular group, right? Because once number 1 does theirs over, they've got 2, 4, 6 weeks before they ever have to come back and do theirs again. Students walk by and see this changing over and over. Parents walk by through the school year and this thing is changing over and over. Another thing, obviously it highlights and even inspires students, clubs, sports teams, things like this, to do something kind or do something for the community or do something for other students. So that's awesome. The third thing is, it's not too much work on any one person, individual, or group. Most groups will be happy to show off what's going on at your school every 8 weeks or so, right? It's super simple. It's a great sort of PR thing. It's not a lot of work on you or any group of students. So, the evolving bulletin board. Put it up somewhere where everybody can see it and it can change your school. This is Matt with React to Bullying. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at reacttobullying.org. Also on our Facebook and our Instagram account. Take care.